Okay, Mr. Eugene Valley. All right, so I got this email from you here, and you can see my desktop, and I can see, and I can hear you, and you can hear me. So we're going to just talk about some of your marketing that you're doing, right?
Okay.
All right, so some of the marketing you say you're doing is kicking butt. Some of it you say is not doing so good.
Primarily not doing so good.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the things that you sent me here, and that'll be a great place to start. All right, so the first thing is here, you got the following links are ads that we're running on Craigslist. So let's take a look at some of these ads. You want to?
Yep.
All right, so let's take a look and see what you got here. Hang on. There we go. This posting has been deleted, so we don't have that ad anymore.
Lovely.
All right, no problem. Let's go find another one.
That was one particular one I wanted your opinion on.
All right, no problem. That one's been flagged or removed. Maybe that's why you're not getting any leads. All right, let's see what we got here.
Okay.
What the flip's going on? Come on. All right. There it is. Bank-owned celebration home. What's a celebration home?
Well, straight away, that's a bad ad, the wrong ad for the wrong picture. Celebration is an area of a neighboring town in
All right, no
nearby.
problem. I see that, Celebration, Florida. Okay, bank-owned celebration home, 210 to 429,000. All right, so
Now, straight away, there's been a mistake on that ad because Orange Tree is not in Celebration.
all right, well then that's pretty easy to fix. All right, but let's just look at the headline first of all.
Okay.
Bank-owned home, and then you've got 210 to 429. A couple of issues there with the price range. First one is that $400,000 falls outside of really the first-time buyer price range, right?
Okay.
And $200,000 would be inside the first-time buyer price range. So if it were me, I would try to create two ads, right? One would be bank-owned homes for first-time buyers, and the other one would be bank-owned homes for move-up buyers.
Okay.
And isolate your price range as such. Okay.
What do you mean by isolate?
Well, first-time home buyer price range is going to be, I don't know, 200 to 300, 200 to 350, something like that.
I'm in
right?
the wrong market. Really, first-time buyers here is 100 to about 100 to 200, really, at maximum 200.
All right. Well, either way, whatever the price range is, I don't know. You do.
Okay.
And then there's move-up buyer price range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm guessing that, and the reason I say separated, you got to figure this out. Like, you need to know who your prospects are. Okay, you got first-time buyers, you have move-up buyers, you have empty nesters, you have investors that are buying stuff for flipping, okay, or holding on to it and renting it. So whoever you're trying to target, that needs to be in your headline. Okay, and you'll
talk investors now. Apply that ad to investors then. So bank-owned celebration investor homes.
well, I don't know why you got celebration in there twice.
Yeah.
Right, because it's just eating up room in your ad, right? See, see this area here, which is your headline, you know, because people don't see the ad, they just see this headline, right? That's what they click on.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is real estate. This whole bank-owned celebration home, 210, 429, Celebration, Florida. All right. That's valuable real estate. So whatever you put here is going to determine whether somebody clicks on your link and looks at your ad or moves on.
Okay.
All right. So you want to try some very unique things like, for example, if it were me, maybe you say celebration fire sale or celebration first-time buyer fire sale.
Can I stop you for 1 second, Todd?
Yeah.
Is this going to be available for me to watch again, or should I be taking notes frantically while I'm talking with you?
Well, I don't know how long it's going to be available for you to watch. I mean, you know, because I'm recording it on my computer, and you're there, and it's going to be too big a file to email.
That's fine.
But I am recording it, yes.
Okay.
All right, so but let's think about it. All of your headlines here need to tell a very, very good story, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to stop a very particular prospect in their tracks. So rather than try to be all things to all the buyers out there, let's break it down a little bit. So maybe it's celebration fire sale, okay, or celebration first-time buyer fire sale, or celebration first-time buyer foreclosure, okay? And the reason I say you want to use some different words here is because if you're targeting first-time buyers, for example, they may have a perception that foreclosures are not for them because they need too much work. Okay, so you may find that when you say first-time buyer and foreclosure or bank-owned in the same sentence, response goes down. But if you take out bank-owned and use other words like distress sale or renovated foreclosure, something like that, your response goes up. Now, do you need a price range?
I picked it up from listening to Danny, not Danny, James on the Friday lines. I have the lady who looks after these ads for me.
A price range may or may not help or hurt your response. So if it were me, I would craft two headlines right here. One of them would say, celebration move up buyer foreclosure, or celebration bank-owned home, $400,000 home or $400,000 home for $329,000.
Okay.
Okay. In other words, I don't think you're going to get a range. I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can get if you put your range in there. Maybe you do that. So, in other words, bank-owned celebration homes, $210,000 to $429,000. But my point is that
I have that in there is because they are in the last 90 days. That's the price range of homes that have sold in celebration.
Okay, no problem. Then, but if it's not getting your response, that's a problem.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Okay.
So that's why you got to test a few things, and I'm just saying talk specifically to your prospects, like first-time buyers, move-up buyers, and investors. Okay, so if I'm talking to first-time buyers, then since their interest is safety and security, then you probably want to test some headlines like renovated bank-owned celebration home, okay, for a first-time home buyer, okay, or celebration foreclosure, celebration renovated foreclosure, celebration first-time buyer foreclosure, okay, celebration renovated, foreclosure for 200, homes, $210,000 to $429,000. So since we don't know and you don't know, then I think you're looking at 3 ad headlines in this price range, but call them out by name and see if that makes a difference. Now, when we get down to your ad, first of all, great job on the ad in terms of leveraging some listings. All the homes look the same, though. You notice that?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't do that. Like I would try to mix it up a little bit. And all these homes are the same style.
That is that community.
Yeah, I know, but
okay.
I would still try to find a little bit more variation in the architecture.
Okay.
All right, so let's see what you got here. So up here, you're going to say celebration, bank foreclosed homes, okay? All right, so you're going to just continue whatever your headline is. So if it's first-time buyer foreclosures, first-time buyer renovated foreclosures, right? Whatever your headline is, you're going to, first-time buyer foreclosures, bank-owned homes for real estate investors, move-up buyer foreclosure.
Okay.
All right. All right, so you got your date on here, February 18th, 2011, updated daily. Do you change that out every day?
Yep.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
I like the sense of urgency, but what I would probably do is I'd come in on these pictures here, and why wouldn't you put like the price right here, like 200,000, 229, 189, 319. Like, put the prices on the pictures. You don't want to do that?
We hadn't even thought of it, to be quite honest.
Okay. Well, I think I would probably give you a little more leverage, but, really good price with a, in a really good house, it'll be less, it'll be more direct, I guess you might say, and it falls into the price range that you're trying to do. Anyway, and then down here where it says free list with pictures and addresses and maps of all foreclosed 4, 5, and 6 bedroom homes with in-ground pools and spacious lots. All right, so does all of these homes, is that the demand for an in-ground pool in these areas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in vacation land here in we're in vacation land here in
okay. All right, no problem. All right, I get that. I like that.
God, it's all happening here. Sorry. Okay.
And you got your price range there, and then your domain name. I don't know. It all looks pretty good, but obviously your headline here doesn't match with the ad.
That's it. No, I wasn't aware of that. Not to be perfectly honest, I thought we were on top of that. But
yeah, so that could be a reason that your response ain't all that well. But I'm just telling you, I like the ad. I don't know what you're expecting. I wouldn't expect you to get dozens of leads a day. But a couple a day, sure. What are you expecting from a free ad?
Well, from a free ad, yes. And the purpose of my coming after you is I've been attempting with all the other attachments on the email, we've been trying to create and generate more business than we've been getting. Like those ads are performing and giving us 5 or 6 leads a day.
Okay, but, then if you're getting 5 or 6 leads a day from these ads, I think you're doing pretty good. You should be getting 2 or 3 a day from each ad. All right, so let's go look at another one here, and let's just see what...
Well, 5 or 6 a day in total, and we'd be putting them on the hour.
Yeah. All right, so are you tracking the response per ad?
No.
Okay, well, otherwise you don't know which ad to run more of. Like, why would I continue to post like this ad if it's not getting anything, but the other ad that we just looked at is getting, 4 leads a day, and then I would want to do more ads in celebration.
Okay.
So anyway, you get where I'm going. So you want to track your leads per ad so you'll know which one to throw away and which one to do more of. Right? Otherwise, you don't know. All right, so let's look at this one. Orange Tree Bank Repo, 155 to 199. All right, so Orange Tree Bank Repo. Who are the buyers that are buying these homes in Orange Tree?
They're vacation investment and people buying vacation homes outside of coming in from outside the state.
All right, well, if that's the case, then maybe that's what you say. Maybe you run an ad for, Orange Tree, bank repo for real estate investors.
The reason I was working on those is coming from James and so forth, and I don't mean to be throwing him back at you all the time, but he has basically suggested up to now that you narrow down exactly what you are, what is selling by doing the research on the MLS, and then go and advertise that as it.
That's exactly what you should be doing.
Okay,
but
so
who are the? But let's call out the specific prospect by name. Okay, so if you're telling me that it's investors, then I don't see anything in here. You're just assuming that investors are going to be interested in the headline. But I'm telling you, if you say it's for them, for investors or for out-of-state investors or whatever, I'm just telling you, you'll increase your response.
And as an example of what you're saying would be investor homes, vacation homes, Orange Tree?
Yeah, Orange Tree Bank repoed your bank-owned vacation home. For, Orange Tree Bank for Orange Tree investor special bank foreclosure. Something to call out that particular person's name. All right, now look. If you sold face cream, if I come over to you and you're selling a jar of face cream and you've got it on the shelf at the store, at the cosmetic store or wherever, and I look at you and you say, we got face cream, dude, it just ain't selling all that well. I'm like, well, who buys your face cream? And you're like, well, I guess it's for everybody. And I was like, well, then that's the problem. Like, because right next to you is a jar of face cream for teenagers, and a jar of face cream for senior citizens, and a jar of face cream for baby boomers. Okay, jar of face cream for teens with acne, and a jar of face cream for older people who want to get rid of wrinkles. And you know, so all of a sudden you change your face cream labels to target those specific people, and it flies off the shelf because people walk by and say, holy shit, he's selling something for me. All right, so I'm just telling you that you're making way too many assumptions in your marketing with your headlines, and you get that. So find a way to put your buyer, whoever it is, in the ad headline.
Put buyer in ad, yeah.
All right. So if it's either, and I'm telling you, it's either investors, first-time buyers, or move-ups, or move-downs. That's who it is. Okay. So in reality, if you've got those type of folks in your marketplace, all those categories, then yeah, you could have an ad for investors, you could have an ad for first-time buyers, you can have the ad for move-ups, you can have the ad for move-downs, and you can have your ad for luxury.
Okay.
All right, so that's a lot of ads. Now, I'm not telling you to run all the ads. I'm telling you to pick who your prospect is and talk to them. Okay, so homes in Reunion, is that in Orange Tree?
No, that's another. That's another mistake on the ad. We're obviously putting the wrong ads in the wrong captions.
Okay, well that may be a reason that it's not working out that well for you. I don't know, but you would.
Well, it wouldn't help.
Yeah. So okay, so let's suppose that Reunion was the ad headline up here. Then then you would have it right here. First time buyer, you know, renovated foreclosures in Reunion. Then you would have your price range for first time buyers, or you would have bank owned homes in Reunion for out of town investors. You with me?
Yeah, I'm writing it down here. I am.
So that's good stuff. Free list of all bank foreclosure homes currently for sale in Reunion, Florida, for out-of-town investors. Yeah. Special financing available.
Okay.
All right. Details at www.reuniondistresshomes.info. All right, and the same thing on these pictures is that you may want to consider putting some prices on them to make them a little bit more legitimate.
Yep.
Because there's no price range in this ad. And I'm telling you, I like the idea of price range. As if the price range and the target prospect are the same.
Yep.
So what price range are the investors, out-of-town investors buying in? You know, whatever that is, that would be on this ad if you're calling them out by name.
Okay.
So as they look down through all the ads on there, like, holy crap, here's something specifically for me. And most of the agents that are advertising stuff don't do that.
Okay.
So now look, that's not going to all of a sudden, you know, go from 5 leads a day to, you know, 15, but you're going to get a better quality prospect through the ad. Even if it stays the same numbers, you'll still get a better quality prospect because now you can become known as the guy with the bank-owned homes or really good deals for out-of-town investors. That's your deal. That's your specialty. That's your expertise. So when you call the buyers back, you're able to leverage that status. You become instantly known as the guy that has that for them, so it's a better connection for you. It'd be easier to convert than just being another real estate agent.
Okay.
All right, so let's see what else we got. We'll try one more here. All right. So $72,000 to $185,000 bank-owned bargain, Legacy Park, Florida.
The reason we're putting the singular in the bargain is apparently there's less likelihood of it being flagged when you're not putting in more than one or giving the impression that you're selling more than one home.
I think that's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I think that's the way to do it. Legacy Park Bank Foreclosure Homes for first-time home buyers. First-time buyer, renovated bank foreclosures in Legacy Park. Free list with pictures, addresses, and maps of all bank foreclosure homes in Legacy Park for first-time home buyers between $72,000 and $185,000. All right, something like that.
Okay.
And I still think the price range, some prices on these pictures are a little better. And those pictures aren't very good.
Okay.
Pool's good. But anyway, those are just some observations. All right, so let's see. Can I click on this?
Go ahead, by all means.
Let's see where it goes. OrlandoRegionHomes.org. For more information, please complete all fields.
My screen has gone blank there. Have you got that? No. Let's have it. I'm back.
Okay. Legacy Park Bank Foreclosure Hot List, updated daily. Enter your details to get your free up-to-the-minute current list. Remember, this is a free service. You can request this free Legacy Park Distress Sales and Bank Foreclosure Hot List. Enter your details to get your free up-to-the-minute current list. For more information, please complete all fields. Okay, well, let's just do that. So Todd Walters and there's my phone number. So you guys are going to be calling me, trying to sell me something? Thank you. In order to complete your registration, please provide us with more information by filling out the second step of the form on this page. Please update your status. What is your time frame? Do you currently own? Would you buy? Blah, blah, blah. That's a lot of questions. What about my home buying criteria? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And is that important?
It is.
Is that going to come up next or what? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where that is. Have I filled a form out before on your website or something? Is that why it's asking me for an update? It recognizes my email address? Probably so. Guessing that's what it is. I filled out a form before on your website.
I think you did, because I find the same if I try to go in and follow it through myself.
So it would have given me the VIP buyer page form to put in my home buying criteria if I hadn't already
Basically,
registered.
it would have given you just the first page.
Okay.
And then you would have submitted it, and we would have given details then of homes in Legacy Park, everything.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. All right, so no sweat. That looks fine. Yeah, this is good, man. I like what you've done with the image here. What you probably want to do, though, is because you got a big header on here, Orlando Region Homes up here. It takes up a lot of room, doesn't really do anything or tell a story or anything like that. Is you really want to try to take this image here in Legacy Park, shrink it down a little bit just so you can get your what's below your picture here. Just get it above the fold.
Okay.
See, I can't see it right now. If I scroll down, I can. But you want people to see that, because this is really your headline, right? This is your offer. Legacy Park Bank Foreclosure Hot List, updated daily. Enter your details to get free. See, that's really what you're wanting the people to do. Now, the problem with this website is this headline, this offer, we've kind of hidden it below the fold.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know,
I don't think we can amend or adjust the top bit. Sure, we can't. That's sort of a standard.
You can make this image a little smaller.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you can definitely crop that image down, make that picture a little tighter, scoot it up closer to the headline, so you can at least get your what should be up at the very top, at least above the fold.
Yeah.
Because you can't change the header up here. But if it were me, this right here, Legacy Park Bank Foreclosure Hot List, you with me?
I am.
What, do you got a circus going on over there?
Oh, for God's sake, it's like it's been like that for the last 3 days.
But anyway, this right here, this Legacy Park Bank foreclosed, that I just highlighted in blue would be up here.
Is the facility available with the website to do that?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just telling you that if it were me, that would be the magical page for me.
Okay.
All right, so let's go back and let's where are you at? Here we go. Okay, let's take a look at one more. All right, there's the orange tree thing again. Let's go and see what that says.
Yeah, do you know what? I should have looked at this before I sent it. Sure, I can see it.
All right, well, look at it. But this is the way, like, it's just the same. This is what buyers are seeing at with you guys right now. Like, who's in charge of the marketing? You or your partner?
At the end of the day, it's me. Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, if you're in charge, then every day you kind of got to make sure things are working right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, like you're definitely got the right ideas. You're in the ad. I'm telling you, the ads are not bad. I mean, they can be optimized some based on what we talked about, dude, but they're all pretty good. You got pretty good offers here. Highlands Reserve Bank Foreclosure Hot List. You've been very specific, community specific. The only thing differently you could do is Highlands Reserve Bank Foreclosure Hot List for first-time buyers, for out-of-state investors, for move-up buyers, for empty nesters. I mean, you could go crazy with this, and I do encourage you. You should be more specific to the prospect you're targeting. Okay, but outside of that, it's still pretty good. I think that maybe just some things don't match up properly.
Okay.
But outside of that, yeah, you've done a great job here, and the only thing that would be better, like I said, is if you could take this right there, and it would be there, and it would be like huge, big, bold offer. That would be good. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, no. You've done fine here. You could take that I've highlighted here and put it above the picture. Would be the next best thing.
No, we'll work with the website people and see if we can change the top piece.
Yeah, all that. Now that's really being picky. But I mean, I want you to look at what you see right now on your screen.
Yep.
Okay. There's no offer.
No.
It's right here. Become a VIP buyer and get priority access to hot new listings. You do have that. You know, really, what it should say, it should say complete the information below to receive your bank foreclosure hot list. Isn't that what you offer to people?
Yep.
Okay. Well, just so you'll know that you're changing the rules here. You're changing the rules of engagement when you tell them to fill out the form. You are losing. I'm just telling you, you are losing prospects. Buyers are going to your pages, and when they see this, and then they get over here and see I got to sign up for something, this implies commitment here. Become a VIP buyer. Am I wrong?
You are. Can I stop you? Complete the information below. You said it to receive your bank foreclosure hot list.
To receive your Highlands Reserve Bank Foreclosure Hot List, please complete the information below. To access, how about that? It's even better. To access your Highlands Reserve Bank Foreclosure Hot List, please complete the form below.
Yeah.
Right? And some agents would say complete the contact information. No, we don't want to say contact. We're trying to get the prospect's information, so we don't want them to we've just got to follow through with how we set it up. Free is free, and then what happens here, right when we get to the point where we're trying to get their information, we tell them that they're going to be committed to something when we say become a VIP buyer.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what you offer them when you call them back or when you get face-to-face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we want to practice pure lead generation, and I'm just letting you know what you're telling them to do here is not in alignment with the process that you started. Now, you will get some leads, don't get me wrong, because the people that are hell-bent, want to be in Highland Preserve, that aren't paying any attention to what you're saying here, they'll just fill out the form and you'll get the lead. But the majority of the population that goes to your landing pages here are looking for reasons not to fill out the information because they don't want to be harassed or hounded by salespeople. That's all. All right. So it all depends on what you're. So really, what you've done here is you've raised the threshold of resistance when your request to fill out the form doesn't match with the offer that you're making on your page over here.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so that's being picky, but I think it's being picky in the right way.
No, that's fine. I appreciate it all. Thank you.
You're too kind. All right, let's look at some others. All right, so that makes really good sense to you, I know, with your ads and your landing pages and then what you're telling them to do to fill out the offer. All right, let's go. Let's look at some of these attachments you said. All right, so subject your listing. Eugene, it's Greg Owen here at Easy Home Store. I hope you won't mind this most unusual email, but I thought you may be interested in what I'm going to share with you. A common problem many agents are experiencing today is short sale listings. Sitting on the market, not selling, sellers taking their frustrations out on them, even worse, agents investing time, money, family sacrifices into months of trying to get a listing sold only to have the seller decide to go with another agent or sell FSBO. Well, it does not have to be that way, so I've developed an exclusive program that will put money into a listing agent's hand literally overnight. I call it the win-win home selling system. Bottom line is that you can get paid on any listing. All right, so I know what you're trying to do here, but let's just kind of look at it from where you sit. All right, when you get an email and it's unsolicited, you with me?
Yep.
All right, so you get an email and it's unsolicited and you pop it up on your screen and it looks like this. Do you read the whole thing?
I don't.
All right, so let me stop you. But what makes you think that the other people that you're sending stuff to are any different than you when it comes to email marketing?
Because they're not busy and they're not doing any business.
All right, so wrong assumptions. They're always doing something.
Probably is. That's a bit arrogant, I suppose.
All right, so if it were me, and I get you, I know where you're coming from, and most of the agents know they're not, but if it were me, I would practice pure lead generation, okay? Now, pure lead generation through email marketing is different than direct mail and all the other stuff. All right, so what you would typically do is you would take something on here and you would say, here it is right here. An exclusive program that will put money into a listing agent's hand literally overnight. Okay? For the scoop, www.blanketyblank.com. That's it.
And leave off it.
That's your email.
Okay. Okay. Recap. I wasn't ready for such a brief one, so I would.
All right. Now, why do it that way? Well, the reason is people are conditioned when they go to a website or a landing page to read more of what the content has to say than to do it on an email. Okay, so when you send long, drawn-out emails, just understand that as soon as they see it, they don't get through it all. So if it were me, and based on my experience and what I've been told and taught and proven to be true, is I would definitely shorten this email up to very, very, very short bullet point and drive them to a landing page. And when I get to the landing page, it would be great if I could see you or Greg saying, hey, this is Greg Owen, and I appreciate them here at Easy Home Store, and I have something very and I have something very important to share with you. A common problem that you are experiencing today, that you may be experiencing today, is your short sale listings that are just sitting around not selling, creating frustration for you. Well, we have a very special program for agents like you, and that is we do this and we do that and we do this. Okay, so if this sounds like something that would benefit you, here's what you do next. You with me?
I am.
Man, what do you got? What do you got going on over there?
You don't want to know. Keep on the.
All right, so hopefully...
Buy your home and you get a free dog.
All right, now, how's this working for you right now, this email letter?
It's not. It was a trial. It was we just copied it out to 300 people who had homes on the market for more than 60 days or something locally. And
all right, so what? All right, so now, out of curiosity, what am I going to get? Just a 25% referral fee, but I can sell the home myself and get all of it.
Well, okay. Go down to the next one. With regard to your listing.
Now, like this right here, though, I'll pay you $300 cash on the spot, and I wouldn't even tell them you're going to pay them 25% in your landing page or in your video. I'll say, you can still get your commission, and we'll pay you $300 cash right now. All right? Okay. So then let them call, and then you negotiate what you're going to pay them as a percentage.
Okay.
After you get the lead. If the purpose is to get the agent to call you. So bottom line is that we can't, and I'm saying this for you and anybody else watching this webinar in the future, dude. This is 2011. We cannot do what we did in 2005. You can't just put up a shingle and say, I do this, and people will call you. Right? You're going to have to practice lead generation a different way, which is get the prospect to phone you or to request information from you, and then you go about the business of presenting your benefits and what the deal is and how it works after you get the lead. Okay, we can't skip that step anymore in marketing today. It's just it doesn't work anymore. Totally new environment. People are more cautious, hold things close to the vest, and that sort of thing. Am I wrong?
I will bow to your superior knowledge, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, don't you see that though?
I do actually.
Okay, yeah. So you see people, agents and buyers, everybody's the same. They're reacting differently today than they did in 2005. You know, 2005, you could just freaking hey, I'm an agent, and you'd have 3 people coming to you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's my point. All right, but that's how I would. I like the marketing campaign. I would do it that way. I would say, "Yep, I'll pay you $300 cash on the spot for your listings, and you still get your commission. If this interests you, here's what you do next." But I think a video telling that story is going to be way better than a long email.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I know it will. I shouldn't say I think. All right, this right here I thought was genius. And you said this was, yeah, you said this was getting some good business for you, but you had some issues with Compass Capital going out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so notice of default people, upside down, list pendants, that's who's getting this letter here?
Yes, it was, I don't say, but the history of it was that this Compass Capital crowd came up with and Bank of America had some arrangement where they could buy the bad note of Bank of America, and we would find the Bank of America homes locally that were in default.
All right, well, hold on, let me stop you. Why just Bank of America?
Because this originally concept came from Compass Capital. It was an investment bank that, good Lord, it's busy here today. It's an investment bank, and it's a legitimate upfront offer that was there, and we just got on board with it, and we went hell for leather at it, and to try and find these homes. They had to be over 250 grand, and if what happened, the idea would be you would find the homes, you'd liaise with Compass Capital, they would buy the note and engage us to sell them. And basically that was the idea of it, and we really got into it big time, and we were created 3 letters that we sent out to 200 or 300.
Okay, people. All right. So and what we talked about the other day is that, like, you should do it for all the banks.
Yes, when we talked about the other day, you were saying it shouldn't be tied to Compass Capital and it shouldn't be tied to, but I need to understand what you're proposing, because I understood this and I was able to give it 120% because I felt comfortable and confident, and I just didn't understand what you were proposing.
Well,
and how would I apply it to everybody else?
Ultimately, what are you trying to accomplish by targeting me? If I'm, let's pretend I'm one of these people who have a Bank of America loan, and I get your letter there, what's in it for you?
For you as the homeowner, or me as the
what's in it for you? Agent? What's in it for you, the agent?
Okay, basically I liaise with Compass Capital. I introduce I submit the paperwork. I meet the homeowner. I show them and present the Compass Capital package that they're offering, and I then submit it to Compass Capital, and they would close the deal. They buy the note and home with the cooperation of the homeowner, and they give it to me to sell.
All right. Who gives it to you to sell?
Compass Capital.
But it's saying right here that I can stay in my house.
Well, where does it say that you stay in your house? You can stay in your house, because what Compass Capital, the package with Compass Capital was, I don't know the deal.
Right here, also available the chance to renegotiate the loan, continue to own the property, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. You can buy the home for 80%. The Compass Capital, we're putting it back in the market at 80% of.
So my point is that, and I get that, so that can rebuy back the home, but that's not going to happen. But that's good. So my point is that why don't you create your own program? So I'm the sole representative in Florida of, Mojo Capital Equity Investment Bank.
Okay.
Right. This company is, instead of in negotiation, this company is currently present mortgage hold negotiation with your present mortgage holder. This company will purchase your delinquent mortgage on the property at 123 Main Street. This company, the new company, is willing to offer you very attractive terms for the renegotiation of your mortgage. Okay, in other words, you go after all the homeowners out there, but you create your own Compass. You be the Compass guy.
Okay, so how do I take it? What then? They come back to me and say, I got your letter, what's the story? I'm just not getting the flow that you're.
Or aren't you going to book an appointment to go see their house?
Yes.
See, you're looking at this at the end. This is all bullshit anyway. Compass Capital is going out of business. They don't even exist, pretty much, right? Hocus pocus. Am I wrong?
No, it's a legitimate company.
But isn't it all? But is it working out?
Well, it's the reason it's they're an equity.
That was my point. Is that it's bullshit. It's hocus pocus. They're not doing all these things that they say they're going to do. You're not going to be able to make a lot of money from this deal from these Bank of America companies. Very, very few people will fall into the category here of being able to do what it is that Compass is saying they're going to do. A minority number of Bank of America custom mortgage holders. Am I wrong?
I don't necessarily think so.
Okay. All right, so the majority of Bank of America customers are not going to be able to participate in this deal. It's just not going to work out.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Not necessarily. A lot of these are investors. They're not in the market that we have. It's Florida. It's all investors. Well, the vast majority of it is investors. And it was an offer, and if it's not the primary residence in most of the cases, the people that we targeted. So they were looking on it, okay, I have a bad debt here, I've made a bad decision, I'm upside down.
Okay, all right, now, what happens to all the other ones that it doesn't, they call you, but you can't, they don't fall into this little program? What do you do with them?
Well, we didn't address them because the target was if the property address and the mailing address were going to be different, we made the assumption that these are investors and would have our history has been that when you approach people
All right,
who are in their home.
If somebody called you and says, hey, Eugene there, I see that you'll buy my home if it doesn't sell. And then you'll say, well, which one of our listings were you interested in? And I say, well, I'm not really interested in any of your listings. I've already moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Then what would you sell the guy at that time? Would you say, oh, well, I'm sorry then, can't help you, see you?
Well, the idea on this was that Todd Walters has from Atlanta, owns a property in Tampa. He's upside down and he's behind in his repayments. It's a Bank of America loan. It's worth over 250 grand. Compass Capital want to buy it. Literally above, they will buy the note and the home together concurrently.
Okay. So my point is that you should set up a LLC and will do the same thing that Compass Capital would do. And you have your own rules and conditions for doing that. And if it doesn't work, which it won't most of the time, then you're going to flip that prospect around to short sell their home, right?
Well, I'm getting you. Okay.
Isn't that what you? And I'm sorry. I assumed that that's what you were doing with these people that were calling you, because I know the vast majority of them it ain't going to work for them. So I'm just making the assumption that you flip them around and your offer is to step in and still help them, just help them a different way.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So you create your own. Your own company or somebody or some entity.
Yep.
Is Compass Capital. Call it whatever you want. Mm-hmm. And that company will do exactly what you said.
Okay.
All right,
we can do that for everybody. Okay.
Yeah, you can do it for everybody, anybody and everybody, and it's not going to work though for the majority of the people. And maybe there'll be a few deals that look attractive to you as a real estate investor, but for the most part, you don't qualify. But this is what can be done, and it's the next best option.
Mm-hmm.
And what are their other options? So there you go. That's exactly what I was talking about. So you're leveraging the concept to get these as leads for short sales, right?
Okay. So basically, yes. Where will is there any reference point, or can I get, rather than trying to create something from scratch, is there on the Craig Proctor website?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No, that's something new that you're doing now, and I think you have the reference point.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, you asked me how you could, use that as leverage. So that's my only thing I can come up with for you.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's a great idea. That's what I meant by genius, man. So I guess I overstated it.
I'm not a genius. I'm sorry, I'm not a genius. I talked myself into stupidity there.
And let me be real clear, because I was kind of hard on it. I was saying that, it's hocus pocus and it's bullshit. And what I meant by that was, to be real clear, is that it doesn't work for the majority, that there's criteria and conditions that have to be met, and the majority don't fall into that category.
Yeah.
And that's true, because there's no way for this company to make money unless certain things happen, and that's what I was getting at. Okay. So and that's fine, So 5% of the people qualify, 10% of the people qualify. They get a smaller portion of those, and that's how they make money. But the majority, just like anything else, goes unsolved. And you would be flipping those people around into just a short sale, putting their home on the marketing and selling it, because that's the best option and alternative for them. All right, so let's look at this. Foreclosure alternatives. Find out for free the 10 alternatives to foreclosure of your home. Did you know there are many alternatives to handing your house keys back to the bank? Loan mods, principal forbearance, partial claims, blah, blah, blah. Industry insiders have compiled a free report that describes in detail what you're... Okay, who are these going to?
It was we sent out 200 of those to an area of to people who were behind and upside down, and who are behind in their repayments, and it was a trial. It didn't work. We didn't get anything off it.
What was the purpose of the free report? Just to get them to give you their contact info?
Yeah, to get open communication or something, yeah.
But don't you already have their contact info?
Well, to get phone numbers and to get, I don't know, I suppose. We were just trying to, we found these 200 addresses for the sake of, and we tried, it was a trial to try and see just what can we do. We hadn't done postcards before, and we hear around regularly that postcards are wonderful.
Well, next time what I would do, and this will be really good advice for you, is just call me and say, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing.
We did.
And then I'll ask you, well, I don't remember talking about this.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing this postcard ever. Because I would have just told you, dude, like, don't you already have their contact info? Like, if you already got their contact info, then okay, why don't you just call them? Or what are we gonna say to them to get them to call you? So are all of these people that are getting your postcard, are they being foreclosed on?
Yes.
Okay. So what percentage of these upside down homeowners or these notice of default guys, what percent of them have their home on the market already? Do you know?
Generally, we don't, although now we write to everybody, but traditionally, or up to a few weeks ago, we didn't write to people who were pending or active or sold. But there's a small.
What percent?
Everybody we wrote to was not active, was not represented.
So what percent of the list that you get are on the market for sale?
Well, our 100% are not on the market for sale.
Oh. So, but you said you don't write to people that are already on the market.
We didn't, but now we're doing it. We're writing to everybody. All
right. So let me just make sure, and there's a purpose for the question because we need to know this information. When you get a list of notice of defaults, that's who you're sending this to, right?
We source it ourselves from IMAP tax on the MLS.
That are behind or upside down?
That are in foreclosure.
Okay, so out of all the people, how many of them what percent have their home up for sale?
Well, when you get the results, you can then separate the ones who have their home for sale.
I know. So what percent? What percent are you?
I'm guessing, Todd. I don't know, but I'd say 10%.
All right. Well, guess what? That's probably close to right. That's about the industry average. Out of everybody who's behind on their payments and being served a foreclosure notice, less than 10% have their home on the market for sale. 90% don't. All right, so that's a pretty interesting thing to know, because if they don't have their home on the market for sale, what are these people thinking? Well, they're thinking that they're probably going to get out from underneath their situation. I'm going to be able to make the payment up next month, or it's just temporary, or I'm, something like that, right? So I just haven't seen any of these type of things right here work all that well. Postcard saying stop foreclosure or do a short sale, nothing. So because 90% just don't seem to be interested in doing anything, or they think they're going to be able to get through their situation. So it's a pretty small number that falls into the likely category.
Okay.
So I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you to do there, other than go right at them with we buy homes for cash. You with me?
Yes.
So I would approach it like I was an investor. We buy homes for cash. We buy upside down homes, things like that. That's the only approach I would take. So since you're a real estate investor, if you're going to do this, I don't think you're going to be able to replace the response you'll get from doing it that way. cash for your home, okay, regardless of what you owe the bank, plus $5,000 moving expense or whatever, or $1,000 to move, okay?
Yep.
We'll buy your home for cash as is, discreet, smooth, on-time closing, plus give you $1,000 to move. Okay, free, quick, over-the-phone home evaluation. Okay, to discuss a sale, call Eugene.
Okay.
And then you can have your testimonial, which is good, but I use an image or a picture of somebody that says, you know, we were getting, you know, we had bill collectors calling us. We had the bank calling us, sending us notices. They were going to foreclose. We thought we were going to be able to, you know, catch our payments up, you know, and that sort of thing. But we kept getting these letters from Eugene, you know, saying he'd buy our home regardless of what we owed the bank and even pay us $1,000 cash to move. So, you know, we called, and boy, are we glad we did. We were able to get our home. We were able to get everything settled. We found a great solution, got everything settled, got a fresh start, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we were even able to find a new home for less than what we were paying for our old one. So that would be my suggestion. That's the only thing I've seen come close to working with those people.
Okay.
And that's been 4 years running now of seeing stuff like this. That probably makes pretty good sense to you, huh?
It does. And you haven't come across in any of the other coaching members that or people that you're coaching, nobody's cracked the into how to convert the people, the 90%.
Yeah, that's it. They're either calling them directly and making that offer over the phone, just talking to them, or they're sending a letter, you know, that is a little less formal, like, you know, you got your logo and stuff up here on top of your letter, you know, so they're sending something a little more less formal, maybe even handwritten. Okay, that's what.
We tried a handwritten and. But you see, we could send out 1,000 of those in a week, huh? It's the handwritten.
Well, the handwritten is really not handwritten. It's a font. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I mean here. Okay. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Todd Walters is the Platinum Coach. See that?
Yeah.
All right, so that's a handwritten font, right?
And so, do you try and superimpose that on the yellow sheets, or do you?
Yeah, you can do it on yellow line paper if you want to, but you can do it on this kind of paper. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
what script is that, Dad, by the way?
It's called Andrea Original.
Andrea Original, okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to this. So anyway,
this has been sort of 3.5 to 4% good.
All right, well, before we go there, so you're trying to go after notice of default list, right? So, you know, if I was sending it to you, Eugene, okay?
Yeah.
I am very interested in buying your home this month. We can move whenever. All right. Cash as is. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what you owe your bank. And I'll give you $1,000 to move. All right. At your convenience. All right. To discuss a sale, okay, call me at. right? Check out the attachment from some of your former neighbors, right? Thank you, Eugene.
You wouldn't email that to me, would you, while you have it?
Sure, man. All right, so anyway, that's I think that's about the only thing I've seen come close to working for these notice of defaults. All right, people talking about short sales and we can stop foreclosure. You'll get some results from that, but it's equivalent to, like, you know, cold calling people just about. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that that might work a little bit better, dude. I don't know. You'll have to test it. It's just going to depend on your people down there. All right, so let's look at what we got here. Easy Home Store. Dear Todd, I am writing to you with regards to your home at 123 Main Street in Kissimmee that is currently subject to foreclosure proceedings by Bank of America. Right. Bank of America is now considering the option of a short sale for homeowners who can no longer afford to continue to fulfill their mortgage obligations. All right, so you know that most people don't know what that means, right? A short sale means that you can sell your home at today's market value, even though this is less than your mortgage loan balance, right? So if it were me, it would say Bank of America will consider, okay, you selling your home, okay, and possibly forgiving, you know, whatever. So in other words, you just tell them what it is. You don't need to even mention the word short sale. The reasoning behind this, blah, blah, blah. We are a real estate company, blah, blah, blah. This service can be free of charge. I don't know. Okay, so who are these going to?
Everybody who's behind in their repayments. That Bank of America can be anybody. It's we imported from. So it's just a agent office letter that we can import the address of the home, the lender, and so forth, and it goes out like that.
Okay. So you're getting some pretty good results with that?
3 to 4% on it, you know.
Yeah, what I would probably do is I'd try to find a way just to shorten it up a little bit, because the purpose of the ad here is to get them to call you.
Yep.
All right. And you should always include 3 or 4 other people that you've helped that are in similar situations that tell the story too as well.
A testimonial on the letter.
Yeah, enclose another piece of paper that has 3 testimonials on it, okay. Pictures, people that say, you know, hey, you know, I was facing foreclosure, you know, because I lost my job, or my expenses got more than, you know, my income, whatever. I got sick, you know, and I was getting notices from bank they were going to foreclose on me. I didn't really know what to do, but you know, Eugene sent me some stuff in the mail that said he would do this and that. Fortunately, I called him, you know, that sort of thing.
Yep.
So anyway, this is okay. It's just it looks a lot like a form letter, and I don't know if I would read it. Now, what about this? What about if the letter was coming from a real estate attorney or an attorney, and it looked like a legal letter? You ever seen one of those?
I think I have, but I hope I don't ever.
Yeah, so in other words, find some letters that you've received from attorneys that look like it's a notice, all right? And then the attorney's basically telling them, like, look, this is what's going to happen, and this is your best option here. Don't call us, but you need to call this guy, Eugene.
Yeah.
All right? He can help you. Otherwise, you know, we'll be seeing your property on the courthouse steps, and we don't want to see that.
Okay.
Yep, so that would probably get a better response, because number one, it's going to look like a letter from an attorney. It is a letter from an attorney. Find some attorney that can, you know, that you know, that has done stuff like that before and work with them.
Okay.
And so that they kind of, and of course you just send it out, but it looks like it's coming from them, and they're basically pushing the prospect to you.
Okay.
And there needs to be on your marketing too, a pretty common thing is there's no deadline for anything. Like I can call you now, or I could call you next year. Like, for the next 5 days, you can get this or that, or you can call and do this and get that. For the next 72 hours. Okay, until.
How would you follow up a letter from that, Todd? Like we have sent out thousands of these letters.
Yeah, it would be just like I said. If it's coming from the attorney, it would say, second notice, final notice. Okay,
yeah.
So it looked really legal and official. I'm not saying that we're trying to scare them into calling you, but in effect, it's definitely probably doing something like that, maybe. But yeah, you got to have follow-up. If you have a mailing piece that works, it'll work even better when you follow up with it. Say I contacted you a few days ago about your property, okay, and then you do another one. We're still trying to reach you because this is very important. And then the next thing is, this is our final notice and last attempt to get you. Okay, and since that time, X has happened and that sort of deal.
Okay.
But you need to have, I would think, 4 or 5 different mailing pieces, and you got to have some offer on here with a deadline. All right, so it's pretty good, but I think it would be better if it was coming from a legal entity. Telling them that they need to call you, and there's a deadline to do it, and there's a second notice, a third notice, and a final notice to make it happen.
Yeah.
Then you'd be onto something. Otherwise, they're getting bunches of these.
We find that when people are going, for what it's worth, when they're just going under or just starting to go behind and they're in receipt of all these letters, that we get the least amount. If you go in about 3 months after the list pendants has been issued, that they've had a break from all the bombardment and they seem to read the mail at that stage. And that's what we have found with this letter. If you go in about 3 months after the list pendants, that's when we get a response.
So there you go. Maybe you do, 3 or 4 pieces, and then you spread them out a little bit longer. Coming back to it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you would know just based on what your response is. And it could be that that's the time frame to be sending to them. Maybe you don't send to them directly right away. Only 10% of them have their home on the market. 90% don't. So.
Yeah.
But they all end up doing something at some time. So if you can find that sweet spot, that's the time you hit them.
Yes.
So maybe you do that. Maybe your job, Eugene, is to go after people on that list at the 2-month period instead of right away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when your letter sequence starts.
Yes.
So maybe you can go back 3 months and pull those down and attack it that way. So anyway, but I like that idea. I'm going to get with, that's something I've never done. I've had stuff go from third parties before, like plumbers and mortgage guys and even homeowners, people that we've sold their home. But I've never had anything come from an attorney in a legal manner targeting these notice of defaults. So I'm gonna find somebody doing that, or we'll write it and we'll test it. You can be the guinea pig.
I'd be delighted to.
All right, so that's kind of what I see with that deal. But anyway, so those are some of the ideas that can help you probably optimize your Craigslist ads and then a couple of these other things that you're doing. And I like the idea of basically an investment firm interested in that will buy the loan and do all these other things and blah, blah, blah. Okay? And then, of course, if it doesn't work, you step in and suggest a short sale. That's good.
Yes.
And then, of course, a letter from an attorney that says you need to call Eugene right now to take care of this. Or you're possibly looking at judgments and, damaged credit and all kinds of other unpleasantries.
Mm-hmm.
So you can scare the bejesus out of them and calling you.
That's good, yeah.
I'm going to come over there and burn your freaking house down if you don't call me. We'll sing Guido.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, all right, what else you got?
That's basically what we have done. Now help me, give me something new. So what should I be doing to generate sales? This is literally our marketing. We're doing Craigslist only. We're doing the letters to the default people.
Don't you have some signs out there?
Yard signs, yes, on homes or listings.
Yeah?
Yes, we do have yard signs.
So if I drive up in front of one of your for sale signs, what are you offering me?
I'm offering that if move up to this home and we'll buy yours for cash.
So your sign looks like this: buy this home, I'll buy yours.
That's a swankier looking sign. Mine is a little, I don't know, yard. You stick it into the metal frame sign that sits in the yard.
Yeah, and here's a a secondary offer or a secondary sign where we're targeting move-ups here. Okay, so in your marketplace, what about empty nesters? You getting any of those?
What's an empty nester?
Someone moving
my
down.
Accent, you may have guessed I'm not.
They're moving down.
Moving down.
Kids are gone.
We get a lot of. We're getting the baby boomers are moving, and there's a lot of them at the moment. I think 3,000 a day or something. But they seem to be looking, or we're getting a lot of inquiries.
All right, so we'll take a look at that in a minute. All right. Another thing you can do is you can have a sign company put out on Friday night and then take down Monday morning, 20 or 30 or 40 of these type of signs that you're looking at here that might work. Driving into some motivated seller website.
It'd be a good postcard and an envelope, wouldn't it?
Maybe. I don't think so unless you know who you're sending them to, but I love this deal. I just use the public right-of-way, and just for the weekend, because there's homes for rent and garage sales. So these signs appear out there around, strategically placed in areas around town, and we generate a few leads a weekend, and it was a great source of income.
Yeah,
and
hold on, go slow there. Stop that one, will you? Guaranteed 100% release from your mortgage. Sorry, I'm just dictating this. Guaranteed 100% release from your mortgage, or I'll pay you $1,000 cash. Sorry, I'm just dictating it.
All right. Yep. So there's some examples right there. You can leverage your sign a little bit better. Like if I drive up in front of one of your for sale signs right now, what is it that you're offering me? And you said, well, buy this home, I'll buy yours. That's good. What's your URL or domain name on your website?
easyhomestore.com.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't have that on there because there's really no benefit in the buyer in that.
Yeah.
That's like saying toddwalters.com, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so the buyer's not interested in Todd Walters. So if it were me, it would be easynewhotlisting.com. That's what it would be. And then it would drive traffic to the VIP buyer page on my website.
And it would drive traffic to?
The VIP buyer page on your website. That would definitely generate more leads than you're getting from easyhomestore.com.
Yep.
Plus, I wouldn't advertise easyhomestore.com on your sign and advertise on other places too, because you don't know where the leads are coming from. And I would never drive traffic to the home page anyway. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's there's a couple of options with your signs right there for sure. All right, now the other thing we talked about was empty nesters, baby boomers. You said they were moving like crazy, and I know they are down there where you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me show you something here. Let me pull this up real fast. Give me a minute. Ooh, computer's moving super slow. All right. Let's go to the coaching site. And let's go down to the marketing manual. You ever seen this before?
I have, yeah.
Oh, there's lots of goodies here. All right, so let's just scroll down here, and I'll show you some great stuff for baby boomers. I don't remember the pages that they're on. Legal loopholes. Expireds. You guys do anything with expired listings?
What you've seen is what we've done. That's it, period. So tell me what else I should be doing.
Okay. I think you should definitely be targeting this group here. People that are moving away or moving down.
Yep.
In Orlando, because this represents a huge segment of the marketplace. We're going to spend a lot of time on this at the conference, because these people have money and they're just tired of their situation. They just want to move and get away. So, they can make things happen. So this ad, Empty Nesters, before you list your home for sale, what are this free special report that reveals how to sell your home for the most money and avoid making 9 common mistakes. But you're talking, again, to empty nesters. People that are moving down, their kids are gone. People in the States know what that means. So there's a display ad that you can use online and offline, right, for sure. And there's also an editorial ad. That's pretty good. Let me see if I can find it here for you. I went past it. All right, where are you at here? Oh, there it is. Let me shrink that down just a hair for you.
What page is that on that? I can't see the button.
86 of 175.
Okay.
Empty Nesters, free special report reveals. Right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll call her in a minute. All right, Empty Nesters, free special report reveals non-costly mistakes, and there's some alternative headlines. So you put this ad wherever these type of folks go for information, reading, local community newspapers, whatever. That's a good lead getter right there, buddy. This is a mistake for you not to be targeting this crowd in Orlando, Florida. Place is full of them. Man. So, yeah, the things we talked about to optimize the signs and the leverage you can put in there, targeting this particular group of empty nesters here, and then, of course, direct mail to expired listings would be the other thing I'd recommend.
What do you put? What do you do? Postcards why your home didn't sell? That type of one again, or what?
Yeah. Messages like this, right here. Your home sold in 7 days, guarantee your price, I'll pay you money or whatever. This is a pretty good message, flyer message. It's okay. Lots of ways to present it, but expired listing marketing campaign will basically be something in the mail to them about every 5 days. But this is pretty good. Anyway, you can get plenty of information under the lead generation category on the coaching site for expired listings.
Okay.
But you really need to be direct mailing those guys some kind of which way, man. That's a tipping point for your business. People give up on it too soon, but man, when you figure it out, when you get the right message, it's big. It's really big. And this is great for us in the States. Guys in Canada, they're scared to death to direct mail anybody that's in the MLS. They think they're going to go to jail or something.
Okay.
So anyway, that would be the other thing that I would have on my list to do for sure. For sure.
Okay.